Ever felt that pinch in your wallet? Even when you're sure you just got paid? It's a feeling millions of Americans know all too well. It's the feeling of living paycheck to paycheck, watching your bank account dwindle down to zero or even into the negative. Today, we're diving deep into a topic that's more than just a headline. It's the daily reality for a huge portion of the country. We're talking about why it feels like America is running out of cash. Let's get one thing straight right from the start. When we say America is running out of cash, we're not talking about the government printing presses stopping. The country isn't literally out of money. We're talking about the personal finances of everyday people. It's about the shrinking purchasing power, the disappearing savings, and the constant financial stress that has become the new normal for so many. So, what's really going on? The first major culprit is something you feel every time you go to the grocery store or fill up your car. Inflation. For the past few years, the cost of living has been on a relentless upward climb. Groceries, gas, housing, utilities, you name it. It's more expensive. While official inflation numbers might go up and down, the prices on the shelves rarely seem to follow suit on the way back down. This steady increase means that every dollar you earn buys you a little less than it did before. Your paycheck might be the same, but its power is weakening. Now, you might think, well, haven't wages gone up too? And you're right, they have! But here's the crucial part. For most people, wages haven't kept up with the pace of inflation. Imagine you're on a treadmill. The speed of the treadmill is the cost of living, and your running speed is your income. For decades, many Americans were able to keep pace, or even get a little ahead. But now, it feels like the treadmill's speed has been cranked up, and most people are struggling just to not fall off. This gap between wage growth and inflation is at the heart of the problem. It's why, even with a job, or sometimes two jobs, families are finding it harder and harder to make ends meet. Let's talk about the second big piece of the puzzle, debt. America runs on credit. From student loans to mortgages, car payments to credit card balances, debt is a fundamental part of the financial system. For a long time, low interest rates made this debt manageable. But as interest rates have risen to combat inflation, the cost of borrowing has skyrocketed. That credit card balance you carried over from last month, the interest on it is now higher. Thinking about buying a car, the monthly payment is going to be significantly more than it would have been just a few years ago. This creates a vicious cycle. When prices for essentials are high and wages aren't keeping up, people turn to credit cards to bridge the gap. But with higher interest rates, that debt becomes a heavy anchor, dragging their finances down further and making it nearly impossible to save. Speaking of saving, let's look at that. The personal savings rate in the United States has been on a roller coaster, and lately it's been hitting some historic lows. During the pandemic, with stimulus checks and reduced spending, many people were able to build up a bit of a cushion, but that cushion is now gone for most. It's been completely eroded by the high cost of living. People are dipping into their savings just to cover monthly bills, leaving them with zero safety net for emergencies. A surprise car repair or an unexpected medical bill can be catastrophic when your bank account is hovering near zero. Another huge factor we can't ignore is the housing crisis. Whether you're renting or trying to buy, the costs are staggering. Rents have soared in cities across the country, often becoming the single largest expense for a household. And for those hoping to buy a home and build equity, the traditional path to wealth for the middle class, the dream is slipping further away. High home prices combined with high mortgage rates have made homeownership unaffordable for a massive number of people. When a huge chunk of your income, sometimes 40 or 50%, goes just to keeping a roof over your head, what's left for everything else? Not much. So you have rising prices, stagnant real wages, crushing debt, and an unaffordable housing market. Put it all together, and you get a perfect storm for financial precarity. It explains why we're seeing record levels of credit card debt. It explains why so many people have no emergency savings. It explains the pervasive sense of anxiety that hangs over so many households. The system feels rigged. People are working harder than ever, but they're falling further behind. The traditional markers of success, like a stable job, a home, the ability to save for the future, feel increasingly out of reach. This isn't just an individual problem. It's a systemic one. It affects consumer spending, which is the engine of the US economy. When people have no disposable income, they stop buying non-essential goods and services. This can lead to businesses struggling, which can lead to layoffs, creating an even worse economic spiral. It also widens the gap between the rich and the poor. Those who own assets, like stocks and real estate, have seen their wealth grow, while those who rely on a paycheck are being squeezed from all sides. So what can be done? On a personal level, it's tough. Financial literacy is more important than ever. Budgeting, trying to find ways to increase income, and being strategic about debt are all crucial skills. But let's be honest, you can't budget your way out of systemic economic pressure. This requires bigger solutions. It involves policies that address wage stagnation, the affordable housing crisis, and the rising cost of essentials like healthcare and education. It's a complex problem with no easy answers. But the first step is understanding what's really happening. It's not about individuals failing. It's about a system that is failing many individuals. The $0 bank account isn't a sign of personal irresponsibility. It's a symptom of a much larger economic reality. The American dream was built on the promise that if you work hard, you can get ahead. For millions today, that promise feels broken. They're running as fast as they can, just to stay in the same place. That's the real reason why it feels like America has run out of cash. Thanks for watching. If this video resonated with you, please give it a like and subscribe for more deep dives into the topics that matter. Let me know your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. See you next time.